Hello everybody and welcome back to Odin's movie vlog. I am the critic who is a cynic. Hope you're doing well. Today we're talking about some more Marvel glorious news. So here we have Captain Marvel composer breaks superhero glass ceiling as scoring diversity lags. So once again, everything has to be broken down by gender, by race, by literally any category that you could possibly be broken up into. These SJW NPCs feel the need to do this. And I don't think they truly understand. Maybe they do understand what they're doing, but I honestly think that some of them just don't understand that all that they are doing is creating more and more division. If I look to this and the first thing that I see, or the primary thing that I see is, oh look, it's a woman doing this, that's a problem. If I'm making a judgment based on someone, whether positive or negative, based on their gender or their race or any other subcategory that you want to think of, that automatically becomes problematic, because then I am no longer judging them for a person. I'm no longer judging them based on who they are as a person, but instead I'm judging them based off of these things that in the grand scheme of things don't really matter. I'm sorry, but your gender does not make you better or worse than anyone else. Your race does not make you better or worse than anyone else. It's just a part of who you are. Notice how I say a part of who you are, not who you are. I am many things. I have many different backgrounds. I have many different interests. And that makes me a very, in a lot of ways, a diverse person. Just like any person is a diverse person, because every single person has multiple factors to them. The problem with this SJW NPC liberal college mindset is that what you end up giving in the classroom, in these gender studies, racial studies, you name it, any of these, without lack of any better term, far leftist NPC SJW courses, what you end up doing is you end up teaching a bunch of teenagers to early 20s, people who are, even though legally considered an adult, mentally, especially in today's world, really aren't quite there yet. What you're teaching them is, oh, I am this, therefore I am victim or I am privileged. And when you bring that and you teach that to somebody at a very young age, and you continue to perpetuate it, and they also at the same time continue just to hang out with the same people who are going to say the same thing over and over again, they begin to believe that it is true. And what you end up having is you have an entire generation almost of kids now, young adults, who feel so entitled to every little thing because of how they are being taught, who feel victimized over every little thing because of what they are being taught. And it's media like this from Variety.com and a vast other slew of left-leaning SJW NPC media outlets that will constantly push this narrative of glass ceiling, she's a woman, Captain Marvel, she's a woman, female, 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 danger, danger, female. And by continuing to do that, then what you force the audience, whether you realize it or not, because I know that you're thinking, oh, we're just happy that identity politics is, oh, it's doing great. But the problem with that is that what you are doing, in essence, is you are tearing down this person. You are making this person less than what they are. And some people say, oh my God, it's because you're saying that she's a woman, etc. No. The reason why you're making this person less than what she is because you are defining her only by her gender. Or at the very least, primarily by her gender. When she is, without a shadow of a doubt, just like anyone else, so much more than just that. Just as I am so much more than just a man. I am so much more than just being Caucasian or Irish or German, whatever part of my background I want to point out to. I'm so much more than the sum of my, I'm so much more than the parts that make up who I am as a person. And the problem with identity politics is that it strips you away from your essentially being unique, because instead of you actually being unique, you end up getting into this group think, and instead you say, I am black man, I am white woman, I am, and that is how you define yourself. You define yourself so smallly. You choose something so small about yourself, because again, we are complex beings. We are complex beings made up of so many different emotions, made up of so many different things. And the problem with this type of words, this type of heading, and we see this happen all the time, is that it devalues the human person. It takes away everything about this woman and makes it just, oh, well, she's breaking the glass ceiling because she's a woman and diversity is lacking. But I think her response to this quote, or rather her response to this article by Variety is truly, truly amazing. Now let's first start off, just before we get to what she says, let's get into this mindset of just how divisive this Variety article is, just how much this article tries, once again, whether they know it or not, who knows? But what they are doing is they are trying to limit you as a person. Identity politics is about one thing: limiting someone by their race, gender, or any number of, sexual orientation, any number of small parts of who they are, because we are so much more. We are more than just our sexuality. That's why when people define themselves as heterosexual or as homosexual, it makes me sad, because they are so much more than that. You are not just a sexual orientation. You are not just a race. You are not just a gender. You are a unique individual person made up of so many different things. And if you limit yourself, if you limit the view that you have of yourself to just one thing, all you are doing is asking for tension and for disruption and for frustration in your life by limiting yourself in that way. And that's the reason why these articles just make me so mad. And I know it might not seem like that, that I'm not as mad as I usually am, and I'll get to that in a second, but it is still something that makes me so angry and so frustrated. But anyway, we see diversity, both social and cultural, has become inherent in all aspects of show business, and that includes film music. The various meanings of that term will be a topic for discussion at Variety's inaugural Music for Screens Summit, featuring a composer panel comprising Marco from Quiet Place, Black Klansman, Game of Thrones, Black Panther, Mortal Engines, Captain Marvel. The composing world hasn't traditionally been inclusive, but times are a-changin'. Okay, how about we just say this person is an incredible composer, and here's why, instead of saying this person is a woman. Let's talk about that. Don't you see how one limits a person in a lot of different ways, while the other one opens up a huge discussion about her background, about her career, about what makes her tick as a person? Notice how there's a difference between the two. The Turkish-born Toprak becomes the first woman to score a high-profile Marvel movie. Notice the language here: high-profile Marvel movie. And it happens to be about a female superhero. Once again, female, 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 female. First woman, female superhero. Why we define anything by gender and by race and by any one of these categories is beyond me, because we are so much more than this. And Toprak gives an incredible response here. She says, "I don't see gender in things," says Toprak, who's hard at work on Captain Marvel, due out March 8th. "It's just a great thing for a Turkish composer with my background getting to do what I love on such a big scale that's going to reach such a wide audience. That's really the excitement for me." So she's excited because of the opportunity that she has. She's excited because of the opportunity that she has been given. She doesn't see gender in things. And I think that the SJW NPC news media could really learn a lot from this response. The very fact that this article is all about, let's talk about identity politics and let's make it only about that: woman, woman, female, female. And she says, no, I don't see gender in things, or I'm just excited because I'm being able to have this incredible opportunity. That's where the focus should be, because there's so much more there than in just saying, oh yeah, because I'm a woman, and oh yeah, women have been held back for a long time. If you just limit someone by their race, gender, sexual orientation, whatever, you are limiting that person. And I just want to give, that's pretty much all I have for today's video. And the reason why I'm a little bit taken aback, and I can't really go into much detail here, and so I really only want to say just one thing, and one request for anyone watching this video. And I would like for you to pray for me, for my school, especially for my students. We just had something happen at our school, and I can't go into detail here, but prayers would be incredibly appreciative. And I would just like any student who I know that there are some students who watch these videos. I would just want any student to know that I am there for you if you need to talk. I am here. My email is, just send me an email. I will respond back as soon as I can. And if you see me during the school day and you need to talk, just let me know, and I will gladly talk to you, because I know that what we're going through right now, what all of us are going through, especially those who are close to the situation are going through right now, is tough. All of us have, I think, experienced some tragedy in our life, have experienced some awful thing in our life. And all I can say is that, because there really are no words to say, you know, there's no words, there's no magic words that's just going to make anything go away. But all that I can do is say, I'm here for you. And I hope that you can be there for me as well, because we are going through this together, and we all will deal with this in different ways, but we will come out stronger. We will come out better, I hope. You know, I really do have that strong hope that we can better ourselves through this, and that we can be there and be a rock for one another as well. So that's all I had to say for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great, great night. And again, please, if you're watching this video, please pray for my students, and please pray for my entire school community as we go through a difficult time. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. And as always, God bless.